Good morning. Today is Monday, December 23rd. This is Wake Up with KERA News, and I'm Shardae White. Today's going to be cloudy with temperatures peaking in the upper 60s. There's a good chance we'll see some rain showers tonight and on Christmas Eve. The DFW Film Critics Association is out with its annual list of the best movies of the year. We'll hear what wowed moviegoers this year right after today's news. Starting next year, Texas drivers will no longer need to get state safety inspections on their cars, according to a new state law. Drivers will still need to register their vehicles and have up-to-date registration stickers. Even with the change, some counties will still require an emissions check, including Dallas, Tarrant, Collin, Denton, and Rockwall counties. Mark Washington, one of the semifinalists for the Dallas city manager position, pulled out of the running last week. This was ahead of a meeting that'll take place today where the city council will interview semifinalists. Washington is currently the city manager in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and plans to stay on, having received unanimous approval to renew his contract. The DFW Film Critics Association is out with its annual list of the year's best movies, from indie films to 3-hour epics. KERA's Stephen Bekah is a voting member of the group, and our host Andrew Garcia got to chat with him about this year's picks.
Anora earned Best Picture from the group. Tell us about it.
Well, it's basically a Cinderella story gone wrong. Mikey Madison plays a Brooklyn sex worker who impulsively marries the hard-partying son of a Russian oligarch, only to have her new in-laws henchmen show up at her door to, let's say, untie the knot that they've formed.
I love my husband.
You do not know this guy.
We are consenting adults.
If you think this is going to be allowed, you're dead wrong.
Do not touch me.
It's really similar to a movie called Uncut Gems that you may have seen a few years ago. It's very tense, a lot of screaming and yelling. It was made by Sean Baker, who made a movie called The Florida Project a few years back. Some people might remember. That was actually a very sweet movie. He took home our directing award, and Madison was named Best Actress. All these people are people you're definitely going to be seeing once Oscar Sunday rolls around.
My wife and I have seen Anora, and we loved it. It was at the top of our list for our favorite movies of this year. Was it your favorite?
I really liked it as well, but it wasn't quite at the top of my list. My pick for the best film of 2024 was actually Nickel Boys, which is the adaptation of Colson Whitehead's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel from a few years back. It's about an idealistic black teenager named Elwood who's sent to a Florida reform school at the height of the civil rights era. And there he forms a bond with another boy named Turner, who's much more skeptical about how the world works. And a lot of the movie is them wrestling with these ideas of hope versus cynicism and how one moves through the world carrying these conflicting ideas in their head at the same time. It is all filmed literally from these two characters' perspectives. In fact, the actors in the movies wore the camera rig to film the other person's, reactions and whatever.
Oh, wow.
And it's a neat trick because it literally forces you to see the world through these characters' eyes.
So you mentioned Sean Baker and Mickey Madison winning individual awards for Anora. Who were some of the other winners?
Best Actor went to Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, which goes behind the walls of the Vatican as the politics of electing a new pope plays out. And Fiennes plays the cardinal who's in charge of that whole process and, of course, uncovers a lot of secrets and intrigue along the way. It's also an adaptation of a novel. Meanwhile, Guy Pearce earned Best Supporting Actor for The Brutalist, which is a 3.5-hour film. Yes, I said 3.5 hours, including an intermission, which follows a Hungarian architect who's played by Adrian Brody, making a new life in America after surviving the Holocaust.
Are there any other films that you think are worth a mention?
Well, Andrew, one of the joys of putting together a list like this is when you come across something that's just so completely unexpected. And that happened to me twice this year. Kneecap is a biopic about a rap duo from Belfast who actually play themselves in the film. It's a real group. And their both these just hard partiers, but they're also really dedicated to their Irish roots. And they do that through their music, which shifts seamlessly between English and Irish. And their steadfast dedication to the Irish language is really admirable, even if the other stuff they do all the times is maybe not so admirable. The other film I really was touched by is a movie called Flow. It's an animated film from Latvia that follows a cat who teams up with other animals in the woods as they all try to survive this massive flood that's rolled through. And it's one of those films where if you're going to sit and watch it with one eye while you're scrolling your phone, you're going to completely miss its effect. But if you really turn yourself over to it, you'll be deeply rewarded and I think deeply about what these animals have to say about humanity.
That was KERA's Stephen Bekah speaking with host Andrew Garcia. It was a packed weekend in sports across DFW and beyond. UT defeated Clemson on Saturday, 38-24. SMU lost to Penn State, 38-10, and the Cowboys eked out a win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night, 26-24. Looking ahead, the Stars are in Utah, ready to face off against the Utah Hockey Club this evening, and the Mavericks play the Portland Trail Blazers tonight. They'll hit the court again on Christmas Day, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. From Christmas light shows to menorah lighting festivals and Kwanzaa celebrations, there are endless options around North Texas for making your holiday merry and bright. Find ideas that'll help you and your loved ones make holiday memories by visiting kera.org/calendar. Thanks so much for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. This show is hosted by Andrew Garcia. This show is produced and edited by me, Shardae White, and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. There, you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter. You'll get good morning vibes and more from our colleague, Catherine Hobbs. Share your holiday celebrations with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. The Wake Up with KERA News podcast will be on a break through the holidays, but we'll be back in the new year to help you start your mornings off right. Happy holidays from all of us here at KERA. We hope you have a chance to rejuvenate and reflect during this holiday season. Take good care. We'll see you in 2025.